Do you have a BMW X3 or X4 and your glove compartment door looks like this? Yeah, I think we can fix that. In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the glove compartment from the vehicle, remove the door from the glove compartment, make the repair, reassemble it, and reinstall it into the vehicle. And it's not as hard as you might think. Now, let me be clear. This is my wife's 2015 X4 that I'm working on. But I think this whole assembly here is very similar, if not identical, between X3s, X4s, and maybe even X5s of model years surrounding this. To complete this project, you'll need a T15 Torx bit, epoxy, pliers, and spring clamps. How many will depend on how detached your covering is. I'm going to need a lot. Okay, so we start here underneath the glove box, and we need to remove these 3 screws right here. 1, 2, 3. There are a total of 10 screws that have to be removed. These are the first ones. And there's what your screw looks like right there. So after you get the screws out, you just pull this panel down and pull it out from the back. And notice that this tab right here went into this slot right here. And you can unplug this interior light and the panel's free. The next step is to remove the screw right here and right here. And those are screws 4 and 5. Now open the glove compartment to reveal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws right there. Remove each of those, and that'll be our 10 screws total. Now the glove box is free to slide out. Unplug the interior light, and there you go. Okay, so here is the entire glove box assembly. Now we want to remove the door from the box to make it easier to work on. And to do that, we need to remove these hinge pins at each end of the door, and we can just pull them out with pliers. On one side of the glove compartment, there is this soft close mechanism, and we need to remove this pin right here to disconnect it from the door. This is a plastic pin, so be a little more careful with it. And now the door can be removed from the box. I did go ahead and get this epoxy designed for plastics, but standard epoxy would probably work just as well. So this part, very straightforward. I'm just going to mix up a lot of epoxy, put it in this groove right here, and clamp this bead down into that groove. I'll probably also put some up in the field up here just for extra glue surface. Okay, well, there you go. It was surprisingly resistant to being pushed down in that groove. It kept wanting to spring back out. So this is, I think this is every spring clamp that I own. Okay, let's let this sit and cure, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, 2 hours later, let's see how we did. All right, looks pretty good. Now, of course, you may notice these dents that the clamps cause in this foam covering, and those will expand back out over time. So let's put this back together and reinstall it. So we're just going to reverse our process from before. You have to line up the hinge here. Pin started, push it back in. That was easy enough. I just did it with my fingers. This side, same thing. Okay, now let's reattach the slow open in there. Easy enough. Perfect. Okay, again, we're just going to reverse our process from earlier. One thing to note, this prong right here goes into this hole right here. So let's get it closer into position. Plug up the light. Make sure that prong fits in there. And there it is. Open the door. Now we've got to replace our 5 screws. And you know the rule, when you're assembling something that requires multiple screws, you don't tighten any of them down until you have all of them started. And there we go. And you can see those dents on the front there have already filled back in almost completely. Okay, now we got to put this lower section in. Well, yeah, before we put the lower panel in, we have 2 more screws to replace, one right here and one over here. Okay, now bring in the lower panel. Plug the light back up. And remember, this tab goes into this slot. Okay, and also you have a couple of clips right here that clip into notches right here and right here. So just raise that up and snap those in place. Okay. Now we just have to replace these last 3 screws. And there we go. Oh, look at that. And there we go. Good as new. Well, that worked great. Now, because I was making this video and fooling with lighting and camera angles and making sure you could see what I was doing and retakes and things such as that, I've spent about 5 hours on this project. But I think you could easily do it in 2 to 3, even including time for the epoxy to cure. So if this has been helpful to you and you found some valuable information, be sure and hit the like button. That tells YouTube to recommend this to other viewers. And if this is the type of content you like, you might consider subscribing to my channel. But in any case, I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you'll be back soon for another video.